Okay.
They're openly asking now
I
about it.
don't know how to answer that. What does that mean? Is it canon to Lackadaisy? Is it like...
Is Michael fucking around canon to Lackadaisy?
Let
I
me
mean, yes,
answer it.
but...
Okay, you answer.
Yeah.
There.
You know. There we go. Okay. It start? I think it started. Yeah, I got it on our start. Okay, so they should be able to hear us. Yep, we're going. We're live.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
We've been live for 10 whole seconds already. Hey.
Yay.
Hey. Hi, everybody. Can you put the URL up there on the overlay?
Yeah, let me make sure that it's right now it just says ironcircus.com, but let me be more specific. So 1 second. While I make sure that it's ironcircus.com / blah 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 blah.
Hi, everybody.
Tracy chat says somebody in their uncle owns Lackadaisy, and they say Skibidi Toilet is canon.
Somebody owns Lackadaisy.
Their uncle owns Lackadaisy, and
Oh,
they say
okay.
Skibidi Toilet is
We
canon.
did once have a
Well, who am I to
conversation with the
argue?
we did once have a conversation with the Skibidi Toilet folks. That was interesting.
Yeah.
You what?
It was.
We did.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Is it canon? How much?
Fair.
In what way?
Do you mean like if Lackadaisy took place in the 2020s, if Skibidi Toilet would be a thing that existed? I suppose so.
I mean, there was definitely somebody was on a toilet and a head came out and they went Skibidi. Oh, sure, why not?
Let's be
Sure,
honest.
it's canon officially.
I'm sure Rocky's head's been in a toilet at least once.
Oh god, yeah,
I mean,
yeah. Maybe on purpose, even.
Is that what Skibidi Ohio Riz is? I'm not sure. I can't keep up anymore.
I don't think even the little kids can.
In Ohio.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they can't either, and that's why it's a joke for them. It's like a meta joke. Everything I've heard about it.
Will there be more merch? Yes, there will be more merch. We are always making things because that's how you fund a production. But it's you know it's extra great when people are excited about the stuff you're making. So
yeah, we are making things.
Skibidi.
We in fact have oh god, please let it be better than Skibidi. Skibidi plus.
I don't think we can't beat Skibidi. Like we just can't.
No. I'm just talking.
Chat is asking why we're starting stream like this. This is your doing, chat.
Hey, you talk about it, we respond to it, okay? Hello, is someone sniffing my toes?
Super chat from Kevin saying, sorry for being late. Will Malcolm be joining us?
I don't. Malcolm will be hopping in.
I mean, if
see if he's around.
Yeah. I don't know. Hey, Tomb, you want to go poke Malcolm?
Oh, yeah, Tomb's in.
Tomb, you snuck in. Hi, Tomb.
I did indeed. I am confused on time, so I thought this started like at 7 my time.
I had originally done that. Yes. Oh, I'm sorry. What happened is
It's okay.
I told you that was the time, and then I told Fable the same time, and Fable's like, "Can we start earlier?" And I was like,
Yeah, because there's
I didn't go tell you.
There's a rally for the Animation Guild at 5 p.m. So our intention is to have this.
Sorry, Tomb.
Our intention is to have
It's
this
okay.
run for 2 hours. So I would like to go to the rally if my health holds up, because I've had like a sinus infection for the last few days. So if I have energy after the stream, that I'm gonna go to the rally. I'll mask up, of course, just in case it's not just a sinus infection. But also, I don't want to catch anything. So, but yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
We'll see how I am at the Mana stream. Yeah.
The Animation Guild is
they're
going
in
negotiations and maybe getting ready to strike. Not sure, but the way animation creators have been being treated in the industry these past decades has not been great, and it's been getting worse. So support your local animators.
Yeah, they like if you guys ever have any like contention with the kinds of cartoons coming out where you're like, wow, why is this crap? Why are we not getting more seasons? Why does this look worse than this? Why is the writing bad? It's like it all comes
Why
down
are they
to
making
contract.
cartoons and then not releasing them?
Yeah, it's all contract. It's not like people in the field are like, we just hate our audience. It's that the folks who are in charge of these studios do not care about the product they're making, and they do not care about the people who are making the product. Their ideal is in fact to make nothing and make you pay for nothing whatsoever. So they would love to.
Right.
That's
They
one
are
reason.
entirely
Yeah.
focused on enriching their shareholders and
Yeah.
little else. So they'll do anything, even if it's like putting a whole entire animated movie in the trash and not
Cartoon
releasing
Network
it.
has
They will do that.
effectively been killed at this point, and I think a lot of people have noticed that it's little more than a branding term now. The building itself is like nobody's in there anymore. The Cartoon Network building is now empty. So they just canned everything. They don't care. They don't care that people love Scooby-Doo, or they love like
Or
Powerpuff
Wile E.
Girls or
Coyote
anything like
or-
that. All they want is to take money from your nostalgia and make as little as possible and take as much money as possible. And if that's not good enough, according to whatever bizarre metric they have, they will happily sell it off for parts to whoever the highest bidder is, so that that person can sit on the IP and milk it until it's dead, via like cheap merch sales or anything. I don't know. They don't care. Look up anything regarding David Zaslav if you think I'm exaggerating. Nope. No, and in fact, I'm extremely contained compared to the ire that some folks are feeling. There's been a lot of just very fed up with this nonsense, like people's livelihoods, like everything they've been working on for like years and years getting canned. And one of the main ways that you even get more work is that people see your work. So if the work you do never gets seen by anybody, you don't get more work. Meanwhile, you're out of work because they're not making more stuff. And yes, animation is expensive, but these companies have billions and billions and billions of dollars, a lot of which comes from cartoons, but none of that goes back to the folks who are working
People who
on the
make the
cartoons.
cartoons.
Yeah. Budgets are getting more expensive, but none of that's going back to the people who actually make stuff. None of it. In fact, they're trying to threaten us with, they're saying, oh, we're gonna save so much money by getting rid of all you people and replacing you with AI. Now, there is no AI program whatsoever that can do what is needed to do to make any kind of competent cartoon. Like, a really average to not good animation student in their first year of college could do better than any average AI program by a country mile.
Mhm.
So it's like, even if you can pump something in and be like, oh look, it sort of looks like Bambi, it's not like someone who has just started training for this can still do a better job.
It seems like
But they don't care.
I mean, OpenAI is talking about
Yeah.
potentially being out of business within like 10 months or something because they're about to go bankrupt, and
Yeah.
it seems like the wake up call has started sounding about how
Yeah.
actually ineffective AI is for it's like raw.
Yeah,
just,
and
you know,
and all of us who actually work on stuff have looked at this and go, none of this is actually realistically going to take our jobs and wholesale replace us. But the reason why they're threatening that is that they don't care about quality. They would happily serve you warmed over
it's
soup.
because
Yeah.
they want you to feel
Yeah.
like you should just be grateful to have a job at all,
Yeah.
so that they can mistreat you.
It's just
and
another
underpay
form of
you.
labor abuse.
And they're like,
basically.
well, we could just replace you with AI, so why you don't have any leverage to negotiate a
Mhm.
higher salary, or
Yeah.
Or to even ask for a like W-2 job instead of
Yeah.
a freelance gig.
And
like-
another thing that they want to do is use AI as a way of obscuring the work that you actually do. So say you put a lot of work into your job, but then they have some aspect of the job where you have to paint over some AI thing. Then they claim it was made by AI and your name gets erased from everything. So it's actually the reverse. They use AI to obscure your work. Like, the AI can't actually do that. It's just
to
obscuring what you
minimize
did.
your participation.
And anytime you've seen any kind of quote unquote AI cartoon come out, that's actually what's happening. It's it's kind of like that whole like Amazon saying that, oh, we used AI to track whether or not people, were buying things in our stores, and it turns out that they were just had like some company in India that was just watching people actually
it.
like a panopticon, and then they claimed that it was all AI, and all that really did was make it look like the company was higher tech than it really was in order to drive up their stock price, because that's what it's really about. It's about making the stock price go
sound
up.
higher tech, but also minimize the human contribution so that they don't have to pay the humans that much who are actually doing the labor.
It's to take leverage away from artists, because artists are in fact not replaceable. And it's one of the very few ways in which you get people from every kind of background kind of mixing together and supporting one another, and having any kind of leverage, because you just can't replace people with this. It's hard to train someone into the position. They're not. It's not something where you just take people and put them in and out. Because even when they outsource jobs, like those are still skilled jobs that are going overseas. And oftentimes, what happens overseas is that once that studio is good enough that they can start saying, "Hey, we need more money," then they go find somebody else to exploit. And so it's just this constant mess. So that's why workers here have a lot of solidarity with the folks overseas, because we really are part of the same struggle.
Anyway, we should stop
yes.
ranting at you.
Anyway, so yeah, there's a rally in Burbank at 5 p.m. PST. If anybody is in the area and they want to support animation workers, go check that out. It should be a good time. So, yeah. Anybody can go.
Nox? I don't see Nox's VTube.
Does he have one?
Oh, I mean, I do have one on.
Let me make sure that
it's the Kitsune.
Let's see.
Well, there's the one I made especially for Lackadaisy too that should still be
I like that one.
Can you give me
I think the issue was that like at one point we were like, oh, we don't have enough room, but then it was like, oh, now we keep forgetting to add them. But mine always auto add. I know how to stop that.
1 second. Let me go to Fuji and I'll make sure that he's in.
Shakira Likes Tonight says, is that a episode whip? Actually, no. I'm working on the season 1 poster. I think Fable, you're going to be working on some.
I'm working on some storyboard revisions. I'm just trying to set everything up before, because I don't want you guys to like look at my display screen with all the other crap on it right now until I make sure that, like, for instance, this Fujitech thing is ready. Sorry that I didn't get this ready all beforehand. The kittens needed to come out. So.
Fable's overrun with cats at the moment.
I have a lot of cats. Who needs a cat here? You need a cat? Who needs a cat? Please take a cat.
In addition to making Lackadaisy, Fable is just like hosting Lackadaisy cats.
Yeah.
There's a whole speakeasy full of
like you're one to talk, Tracy.
I know. Well, actually,
I literally have more cats than Tracy right now.
I think you have about twice as many cats as I do.
There's my roomie's cat, and then there's Dirac, and those are the cats that are just our cats. I mean, well, the roomie's cat's roomie's cat, but I only personally have one cat. However, I'm also hosting 5 other cats. One mama cat, her 4 little babies that are only just starting to wean. Like, they're still drinking milk.
You're hosting 6.
And then,
you're hosting
well, yeah, that's what I said. It's like, there's mama, her 4, you're right, that's 6. I forgot one. There's 4 little babies that are only just starting to get their teeth. The mama cat, and Grady, the cat that I thought was going to get a home, but then stuff fell apart. So he's going to go to a rescue, although he is very slick. He's already wormed his way into Clint's heart. And Clint's like, oh my god, I was actually thinking about adopting this cat. And I was like, I know, me too. But we don't know where we're going to live in the next few months, and I cannot take on another animal if that's the case. It's like, I can't take another animal if I don't know how stable our situation is, because that could put our housing situation at risk, and also I don't know how expensive the move is going to be. So
yeah, you won't find a rental property that's going to be like, sure, you could bring 12 cats with you.
Oh yeah, no, mama cat and her babies are going to go to a rescue as soon as those babies are weaned.
I know.
So I'm not worried about them, and they're all wonderful. It's and Grady, I'm sure he can get a home. But I'm saying that for our well-being, as well as Grady's, I don't think that's a good idea. So he's a really good cat. Him and Dirac already really like each other. If I had a choice, I'd probably just take him, but I can't. I cannot. He's a really good guy. He's like, you know how, the idea is like cats might have self-domesticated themselves by going like, you will take care of me. That's Grady. He literally walked up to my neighbors on a walk during a really hot day. It was like 100 degrees, and he was like, you, give me water. And they're like, okay. So they just picked him up and took him home, and they're like, hey, we got yet another cat. And I was like, oh, god damn it. I actually suspect that he might be this last surviving kitten from Tibbs's second litter, which she escaped and had, and I was not able to collect them before they all probably got eaten by a skunk. But if any of them survived, it might have been this guy. He's the exact right age. He looks a lot like Tibbs. He looks a lot like the other kittens that I've had to take care of, in fact. So I suspect that he probably comes from a similar intact male. Yeah.
This is why people say, like, please spay
and neuter. It only takes one unfixed female for everything to go haywire. And it only takes 6 months for another cat to get pregnant. And while they're nursing a litter, they can get pregnant again. So, and that's what happened with Tibbs, is she would be pregnant, give birth, immediately get, knocked up again while she had the other kittens. And then as those kittens would wean, she would give birth again. And this was been going on for months. She's had a confirmed 3 litters in my yard just in this summer. It's crazy. And I've had to rescue these cats over and over again, and been trying to collect her so that I could get her spayed so this can stop. She has had enough. I've been joking and saying like she's a real party girl. And that's a problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's frustrating. It's extremely frustrating. But yeah, finally I got her, but we don't know what happened with our second litter, but we finally collected her, but she was already super pregnant again, and we had her for like a week, and she gave birth. Because I wasn't able to get a spay and neuter set up quickly enough for her to make it so she didn't have another round. So she's given birth, but now at least we have her with her kitten, so even if she got out again, she would immediately come back. She's not going to leave the babies. But yeah, she's been indoors. I've been having to deal with her being in heat and being very obnoxious. And I'm like, god damn you.
No, her reproductive days need to be at an end now.
Yeah. It is not great.
Ramirez Productions says, what is your favorite part of working on this series? I don't know, like just getting to spend time with other artists and putting it together. It's really it's just really cool to see how they interpret things and the things that they add to, I mean, just personally speaking, to things that used to be my solo project, but like all these other artists are now contributing to it, and it's like it's just grown lots of extra facets and dimension as a result, which is just really rewarding. So
If I can say, because talking to other artists, because I don't work directly on the series, but if I can say, my favorite part is actually the amount of support that everybody gives each other within the project, like the amount of just support and understanding from the two of you, from just the crew in general, and the very positive vibe from everyone. Because I could walk in and, Matt's chilling, and it's nice to listen to people's passions and how happy everyone is, to be honest.
It's good to be around other artists. You can definitely like relate to the artist struggle. Like we all commiserate about a lot of the same things, so we all share a lot of the same insecurities and the same financial struggles and that sort of thing. So
yeah, it's also like we're a really tiny project, and I can't really offer a lot, but if anything, like maybe I can offer like community, and a communication, as smooth the pipeline as I can possibly muster, and just like ready access to resources and help when they need it. It's like
and I think people learn a lot too. Or they've said that they learn things working here, which is great. And I mean, a lot of it's because
Yeah.
you're very good at teaching people.
Mind, I'm not trying to talk us up, by the way. Like, there's always stuff that I'm like, I wish I could do this.
It's
I
a
wish
struggle.
I could do this.
I gotta, like, to be honest, like, making cartoons is real hard. It's really, really hard. It's like people think, oh, it must be so fun. It's like, it is fun and rewarding, but it's also...
but there's a reason why we're pushing merch a lot, and it's because it's like, we want to keep paying people. And if you have to ask anybody to take a break, it always sucks. Because it's like, you want to just keep everything coming in consistently, and you need to make money so that you can keep paying them and keep things coming in. And like a big reason for like how the backer kit was set up was basically to set up a shop so that we could make that possible. So that's why we had like so many items like on offer for our backer kit. Normally for fundraisers you don't have that much merch, but like that was actually a lot of the point, was to set up something that would make it all sustainable. So yeah, along with funding like along with funding and production in general, it gets a lot of that kicking off. That would have otherwise taken a lot longer to set up.
Just Ozzy says, can they see chat? Yeah, we can absolutely see chat. Sorry, we just got off on a tear there about...
Yeah, we talked for a while about this. We're very wordy people, sorry.
We have quite a few questions.
Yeah, let's go ahead and... let's start. Go ahead and ask some.
Are you alright if I read them off, Nox?
Sure, go for it.
We can switch between both of them because I don't want to lose my voice either.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Toom, you sound like you're
fine
really
if you want me to do it.
You got that low husky voice today. It's nice.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is it nice?
Yeah.
Honestly, I like the way my voice sounds when it gets lower because I have a cold. but the congestion is no fun.
No, I'm not congested today is the really sad part. Like, I was doing super good. Yesterday was the best day. But then at dinner, I apparently inhaled through the wrong tube, and I woke up with the worst sore throat today. So I'm just like, I've messed up somewhere.
Okay, I've got everything set up so I can show my screen now.
Okay.
All right. There we go.
From Talzatalia, when do you think the first episode of Lackadaisy would be out?
Probably early 2025.
That's the plan.
It takes a long time to make animation. We've done...
Whoa! Tips! Hey!
Whoops.
Hey!
Fable is never not hurting cats, one way or the other.
I'm sorry, sudden cat drama. Oh, honey.
So, over the past year, we
had I didn't realize you were sleeping in here, Dee.
We had a crowdfund last summer.
It's me.
It ended at the end of August, in fact. We got our budget landed in the bank.
She's mean
okay,
to
Fable. Shh.
Oh, it's okay. You're okay. Alright, 1 second.
Sorry,
I gotta go make sure my boy's fine.
Okay.
Oh, man, I didn't know you were in there.
Fable, can you mute your mic? We got our budget at around the end of September, early October. We immediately then had the leads from the crew meet in St. Louis to do a little bit of research on the city. We took lots of photos and went to lots of historical sites and did a lot of like R&D sort of stuff. And we just got together and talked about like what our plans were and everything, and then that was really, really cool and rewarding. And then we started in on visual development, and so we did a ton of concept art, designed environments, designed tons of props, did all the character design. In May,
Ask me if you could repeat the part that was overlaid with Fable screaming.
I was saying we did the backer kit crowdfund at the end of last summer. That's all I was saying. So we've been basically not quite a year in pre-production because we didn't get our funds until like October. So that's basically when we started.
You didn't need to do that.
And then so we've been checking boxes off on getting like all of our stuff done. We had to do all the
Sorry
character
about
design
that.
and everything ahead of time.
I'm
That's
back.
all right. Can you? I'm. So we're. Sorry, I don't mean to shush you.
Go
It's
ahead.
just,
Go
like,
ahead.
in the middle of
Go ahead.
trying to relay a story.
Go
about
ahead.
where
I
we're at
already
with
forgave you.
production.
Go.
The character design has all been done. We've finished visual development, and now we are actually just, so you have to do like all that. It's pre-production work. We did all of the recording not long ago for all of the voice actors for all of the whole season, all in one fell swoop. We've had songs recorded and written, and so yeah, we've been very, very busy doing all of that stuff all this time. And meanwhile, we made a mini episode, and we made several little short things just to keep animation like happening while we were working on the chunkier work of the season. So yeah, we've been very, very busy, and animation just takes a long time because there's a lot to do.
Yeah, if you don't do any pre-production work, which is what a lot of that is, what ends up happening is once you get people working on actual scenes and stuff, they'll be asking you, what does this character look like? What does this prop look like? What's it look like from this direction? Etc., etc. And so production takes like way longer if you don't have that stuff set up, and you are forcing people to basically stop and wait constantly. They can't just work. And that's not a good way to work. So, yeah. It's a lot of upfront prep that pays off in the end by making everything else much, much smoother. But it's a lot. Like, it looks like for a while that like nothing's going on, but in fact you're constantly working. Like, we haven't had a vacation, constantly working. We haven't had weekends, constantly working. I got sick. And I was still like, how do I keep working while I have like an insane migraine yesterday?
Yeah. To be clear, we don't ask anything like that of the
No.
crew.
No.
But Fable and Spike and I are in charge of this thing, and we have to keep the boat afloat. So we have to give it a lot of our extra.
They are contractually not allowed to put in the hours I do.
Yeah.
So I'm doing this by choice for their benefit. It's like nobody is forcing my hand. So making that extremely clear. And that's part of the reason why also, is so that they don't have to put in like stupid hours just to get stuff done. We're extremely anti-crunch, and like even if we have a situation where like somebody has to work an extra day or two over the weekend, we go, okay, how did that happen? How do we prevent that from ever happening again? Was that even worth it? Even if people are game to do it, it's still not good. You can't bake that into your expectations, because you're gonna just, it turns into a slippery slope real fast. Yeah.
Anyway, that was all just in an effort to try to explain why animation takes a while, and why episode 1 is likely to be early 2025 and not like right now. It's because we had a ton of like front like facing work that we had to do first, get all of the design work done and everything ahead of time. And
quite a bit of that is just prepping for the entire season, even not just like the episode 1 coming out. So you don't just focus on one thing, you have to do everything at once, so that all the production for each individual episode goes smoothly. It's kind of a, I think it's called like a stepladder process, where I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen a production sheet where there's like a spreadsheet of who's starting work when, and each section is color coded, and you can see it stack on top of each other like a staircase, basically.
That's a Gantt chart. Yeah. That's a
Gantt
Gantt chart.
Yes, and it's basically like you can see how one part of production is getting started while another one's going on, and one part of production has to finish before another one can pick up. So you have to be very, very mindful of how all of that will stack together so that minimal issues happen, because issues will happen. It's just kind of the nature of the beast. So you account for everything you already are aware of, make room for the things you're not aware of. and it'll still fuck up. But that's the idea, is you try to learn from each time. I think if we made the pilot now, it would take us maybe a third of the time. Yeah, confidently I can say it would take us like a third of the time, at worst.
We did
So.
a lot of the work on the pilot was us learning what not to do in the future. We can like bump to the next question. I think we probably talked that one into the ground. So.
Oh, also, the thing with the cats. So I didn't realize that Dirac actually had been taking a nap in here, and I guess he woke up, decided to sniff around the kittens, and Tibbs tried to jump him. So I had to grab them both and like hustle Dirac out of there. The poor guy. He got a ton of treats for the trouble, but he was very not happy about it. He was like, "Oh no, I've been jumped."
Tibbs is a protective mama, so she.
Yeah. A 70 decibel boost. Sorry, guys. I have boosted myself before. I don't know why I'm coming off as quiet. Let me see.
It's a big boost.
It's that OBS Discord thing that just...
It just always makes you in particular quiet, and I'm never quite sure what's too much because I can't hear myself.
Yeah.
So.
Sorry, go ahead, Nox.
Yeah.
They're asking what?
Next question is from Tear the Weird. This says, Tracy, can you say a greeting for my cousin Terry? He's been reading your funny cat comic for years.
Oh, hey Terry. I'm really honored and touched to hear that. I hope you've been enjoying it, and I hope you like the comic and the cartoon. Thank you. And also, hi Terry.
Thank you, Pirto Ketu, for the donation, though.
Oh, thank you.
Message.
Thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate that.
The Court Jester asks, hi, I'm a huge fan. Do you have any tips on making comics?
Yeah, my first tip is read comics and figure out what you like. A lot of the learning is just like with being a writer or someone who makes films, is like you've got to indulge in the thing you're going to make yourself, because that's what you learn, what you like and don't like about it. And you pick up a lot of that, even just without conscientiously doing it. You learn a lot just by, absorbing the media. So,
Tibbs, where are you? I'm putting you back.
Webtoon comics, whatever that you really, really love, and go back to those and look at them and try to pick apart, like, why do I like how this works, or what do I like about this? And then I think start doing your own. Like the best way to learn is really kind of to do the thing. A lot of artists will get stuck in this kind of limbo space where they're like, well, I want to start on my passion project. Like, I have this big idea I've been percolating on for years, but I'm not good enough yet to do it. So I have to get better and I have to keep studying until I'm good enough to start. But the trouble is that good enough is a nebulous, non-existent place. You will get good by actually making a comic. I didn't know what the hell I was doing when I started Lackadaisy, and I learned along the way, but I learned so much faster and so much more substantially than I would have if I had just spent all those years instead just reading comics and going, I'm learning comics, I'm going to get my PhD in comics, then I'll make a comic. It's like, just do the thing, like, jump into it. But that doesn't mean you have to start with like this big, huge epic that you commit to. You can start with, I would recommend starting small, like make some practice comics, like make 1-page experimental comics, make a short like 5-page comic and see how that feels. And then like, ask yourself, do I like this page layout style? Do I like the media I'm working in? Do I want to do just ink, or do I want to do ink and color? Or, like just figure out what your,
I'm being told that we were trolled by chat, and actually Fable is too loud and everybody else is too quiet.
Oh, okay. Apologies.
I mean, it's their fault.
It's not a stream unless there's audio troubles.
Yeah.
That's just the way it goes. I think Fable stepped away from the computer for the moment, though, so.
Yeah, but I think
Best art tip ever is to not be afraid to suck at something. You can suck really bad at it. You don't need to show people. You can show people.
don't be discouraged by not immediately being brilliant at it. Like, you won't be brilliant at it immediately.
Don't worry, you will always be disappointed in yourself, so it's okay to suck, because you'll never escape that feeling.
I think chat is trolling us. They said, now you're too loud, or...
Oh, great.
Or louder than everybody before? I'm not sure. I honestly
I don't know.
Can someone mute themselves and then listen to the chat and let us, listen to the video and let us know?
Okay, let me just reduce it down to this. Okay.
I got you.
Because I jacked up my gain because they're like, you're so quiet. And it's like, am I?
But now they hear you're fan.
Mm-hmm. Sorry.
Sorry, everyone.
I'm trying. This whole system is very imperfect. I sound okay. I'm so loud now. My red headphone loved that. Okay.
Human Bean says...
Fable is loud, everyone else is quiet. Oh, great. Okay.
Human Bean says, is Lackadaisy going to still come out on YouTube, or is it all going to be released on a physical disc? It will come out on YouTube incrementally, and then we will release it all on a DVD.
You're super...
Once it's done. Am I quiet?
Yes.
I just turned up your audio.
Let me deafen and let me listen again, but just FYI. But yeah, Fable's like super loud, and then Nox is kind of mid.
Jesus.
And Kate, I didn't hear you. And Tracy, you were super quiet.
Oh my god.
Let me go listen.
Well, yeah, no, Nox always sounds super loud. I have to like knock you, Tomb, and Nox down all the time, and then jack up Tracy and Katie, because for some reason your microphones are so low.
Oh.
Huh.
Yeah.
People tell me I'm usually super quiet.
No, your tone of voice is quiet, but your microphone's really loud.
Yeah, I know. Usually the mic is quiet too. Oh, okay. Weird.
I saw somebody asking repeatedly if I know of Has-Been and Helava. Yes, I know of them. You don't have to ask like 8 times though.
Yes, we're aware. We have people who have worked on those.
Yeah, lots of people. Yeah. Like the indie animation scene is small, so
it's also kind of difficult not to know about Has-Been Hotel when I worked on the pilot. Like Mike obviously worked on the pilot. Ashley, Dave worked. Dave was one of he was the writer on the pilot. Yeah. So yeah.
All even. Everybody sounds about even now.
Oh, good. Thank you, Tomb.
Awesome.
No problem. Also, my voice is atrocious.
No, it's not. You sound a little.
You're fine.
Than usual, as well.
Yeah. Let's not get into the insult roundabout where we all say that we suck, but the other ones say you're fine.
Hi, Kate. I could hear Nox talk all day. I could.
I mean, you will for a week soon.
Oh no.
Thank you for the heads up chat about the audio issues, and apologies for that. We try every time to get it right, and we make adjustments and we think we have it right, and then it's just wrong again somehow. It's like, okay.
Next question from Lena, by the way. Howdy, looking forward to season 1. Bit of a dark question, but I've always wondered if any of the characters knew anybody that was on the Titanic.
No, not canonically, no. But I guess it's really not impossible. Titanic was what, 1912, right? And then was it 1912, or am I pushing it too far ahead?
I think it was 1912.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's possible. Wick, if anyone, probably might have known people in like the fancy crowd who might have been on the boat.
I like that I googled it and I got Titanic accident 2023 as a first.
Oh, that was it was like last summer this time that happened.
So the Titanic claims another victim, and then I heard that they're trying to go back, and I'm like, victim numbers. Like, let's go with more victims for the Titanic. The boat eats all.
I don't know how you watch something like that happen and go like, I know, I'll go down there and prove that it's safe. It's like,
look, if you're not a researcher, what are you doing down there exactly?
I don't know. It's like a boat thing. I think
Like, what
Certain
could you
people
do
in
down
space.
there that wouldn't be accomplished by just like sitting on a boat and then sending a drone down there? Like, instead of making a tourist thing, how about fund a research trip? Period. Fund somebody else's research trip. Like, that's what James Cameron did. And then you can like participate in that. And that's like so much cooler instead of whatever the heck that guy was doing. It's like, you're putting a lot of people in danger. You could instead be on the boat and chilling and having drinks and watching a drone like float around. That's way safer.
I don't know. I think there's a certain amount of wealth that some people accumulate that makes them think they are invincible.
It makes them think that physics do not apply.
Talon says, "Don't worry, y'all. It's a PS5 controller this time."
Oh, no.
Yikes!
I laughed, but also I know that it's like that poor kid who was involved in that though.
Yeah,
that sucked. It's like he didn't deserve that. He didn't even want to
no.
go. It's like that sucked.
Yeah, his dad like pressured him into it, I think, and just.
Yeah, that was.
I want to know more about the guy who was actually piloting the thing though. Apparently, that guy was like, "Yeah, I'll probably die."
Oh god.
Yeah, like he must have had a good life insurance policy. Yeah, like even his wife was like, it's how he wanted to go. It's like, evidently, because he took the job. It's like he knew, that guy knew, he had enough experience to know that this would never end well. Now
he was
I'm
either
really
being
loud.
paid real well, or that life insurance payout was real good. I mean,
probably both.
Yeah.
A little bit of both.
He probably knew, and his
but
wife
I don't
was
know
like,
how a guy
so
like that
okay.
gets insurance, because like, oh yeah, what's your job? Oh well, I go down to visit the Titanic.
Maybe the life insurance policy was set up before
in
you
a
ever took that
self-made
job.
little fiberglass can. Controlled by
You are being asked if we
PS4.
can move on to something lighter.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Alex Lift says, "I love that Norm and Rockwell like artwork for Freckle on the website in the Essentials book."
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Adam. Or Tracy says thank you, not me. Kevin Lane says, "I advise you to use artistic license and give the titular gang some inventions for producing their own alcohol and aging at an accelerated rate."
Hey, hold on. Can I mention the difficulty of making alcohol? Listen, so wine making and mead making, relatively easy. I could see the Lackadaisy peeps, having some spiked mead or some really messed up wine in the back that somebody forgot for several months.
This was all about what Prohibition was about, like bathtub gin and moonshine. People were making their own booze constantly, and they were, also that if they got their hands on any like real booze, they would often cut it with something, water it down basically, but sometimes with toxic ingredients and sometimes with just water, but to make it last. Yeah, so if you have 50 bottles of whiskey, you can easily make that 100 bottles of whiskey by filling half of the bottle with something else. But
I'm sure that's how Mitzi kept it limping along for a while. So
yeah, oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's like
how many brain cells did Virgil initially have until this happened?
Yeah, distilling your own alcohol is a whole thing. But moonshiners were doing it. They're just they're not aging it or anything. So
yeah, and like the bathtub gins would be grabbing like that really raw like moonshine that were like byproducts of the stills, and then they would infuse it in the tub. Like that was the idea. Like it was really uncut, that was then mixed with the junipers and whatnot, the juniper berries and other herbs to kind of make it more palatable. But the process of distilling, you have to be so on point, because you could easily just make like poison. Like,
yeah, not only that, but like moonshine stills did blow up all the time if you weren't doing things properly. So
could you imagine that in the Lackadaisy, just like Rocky around that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he blew one up intentionally, but it would have been a disaster.
There we go.
So.
Okay, so I added a limiter to the filter, so now it shouldn't like blast everybody's ears off when they're listening to us. Hopefully, this is better balanced. So,
sorry, guys.
I'm sure that Rocky watches now, Red.
Damn it.
Oh, God damn it.
Next donation is from Doko Doko, who says, "Notice me, ah!"
Hi, Doko Doko.
Hello, Senpai notices you.
You've been
Thank you.
noticed.
Thank you for the super
Yeah.
chat. You've been noticed. Witness me.
Witness me.
Witness me. Alex Luff says, just an idea, cat versions of real-life historical figures from the 20s and 30s, i.e. Howard Hughes.
I mean, Jimmy Carter made an appearance, but
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter has an appearance in real life now. Like, one of the kittens I've dubbed Jimmy Carter because he looks like the kitten from Your Little Comic. It's like he's a little dumpling baby. And so, because I was like, well, one of the kittens can't just be called Jimmy Carter. So now they're all Jimmy. But they're
all the
different
kittens
Jimmys.
are Jimmy
Yes.
Neutron and Jimmy Carter and
Jimmy Buffett and Jimi
Jimmy.
Hendrix. Yeah. They're all Jimmy now. It's the Jimmy James crew.
the James gang.
I'm trying to download
Actually, this is making me want to go grab some booze. I have some maple. I have some Canadian maple whiskey in the fridge. Tomb, you want to ask some questions while I go grab that?
I could do that, absolutely.
There we go. Antechamber. This is what I need.
I have
From
Canadian whiskey too.
Which type?
Oh god, I don't fucking remember. I don't know what brand.
Gotta figure that out, Katie.
I don't need these tabs up.
The next question from AJ. Hi, Lacka crew, long-time listener, first-time caller. Does the house band currently have a drummer? I noticed a distinct lack of percussionists in the animated soundtrack video. Cheers. No.
No, there's no such thing. They've never had a drummer.
No.
Not ever. No.
Never.
I'll just say, if you read volume 2 of the comic, you'll get an explanation, kind of. But we don't talk about the drummer.
Drummer, there's no
remember
drummer.
what the drummer's name is, so.
Not real. We can't talk about imaginary beings. Sorry, guys.
That's a fantasy.
This is serious. Yeah. This is serious.
Dark92 says, I spent over $200 on your store. Oh, well, thank you.
Oh, awesome.
I hope you like what you get. Says, I want to ask, are the hardback comics up to date with the online version? Also, how can I get a piece of artwork to hang in my living room? How much would it cost? I mean, I guess if you're looking for prints, you can get those in the shop. Go to the digital section of the shop. There's like print packets available, but we're going to, like, the thing I'm working on like right now is going to be a big colorful poster eventually. It looks like a mess right now, but it's going to be the season 1 poster, so we'll have that available probably October. It might go into pre-sale even earlier than that actually, but yeah, there's prints available, and I mean, if there's something specific you want, tell me and I will, talk to Final Project, who's hosting our store, and see if they're willing to put it up for us. But yeah, they're not too expensive. Prints, I don't know, it's anywhere from like $7 to $30, probably depending on the size. If you want like poster size, it's probably 25 to 30-ish. But thank you again for spending money in the shop. That helps us along quite a bit. So.
You could also check out Patreon.
Oh, yeah, there's also a Patreon, but there's extra stuff there if you want to see more behind the scenes, animation, clips, and character design sheets and things like that. You can find that there.
And you can
they
get
also
an emoji pack.
Yes, there's an emoji pack. That will actually be in the shop next month for everybody. So patrons got it first, but we'll be putting it in the store for download too. So. Yeah.
I have returned.
Katie made those.
Hi, Richard. I'm Tom.
Dark also asks, are the hardback comics up to date with the online version? The online version is ahead of them because much of Volume 3 is up there on the, the digital comic, but Volume 3 is not out yet in book form, so I haven't finished it. My goal has been to get back to making comics, but setting up a whole animation studio and making a season 1 and fulfilling all of the backer kit promises has taken up all of my time and then some lately, so I'm working my way there to getting back to making comics. Spike will murder me if I don't make a book 3, so
I'll murder you if you don't make a book 3. We gotta have more material to work with.
I know.
Yeah.
If anybody has the access to cloning technology, please reach out.
It's more like it's a lot of it is honestly just chipping away at things that Tracy's been doing and giving them to other people, and a lot of that is just trying to get enough funds so that Tracy can get assistance. So Patreon money actually can go towards that. Like we're talking to somebody on crew who has a lot of experience with social media work, for instance, because that is a big part of what Tracy does. I'm sure if anybody has followed me, you might notice that I'm constantly retweeting anything Lackadaisy. I'm sorry I'm exhausting, but it's like the only thing I can do, but like I don't have as much reach as Tracy does. So it tends to fall on her in order to announce everything, because people mostly follow her accounts. They don't follow mine so much.
Follow Fable.
Follow me, please.
Follow Fable, and then we'll make Fable do all of the promotion.
Yeah, sure, why not? But a lot of the social media work is like really grueling, especially since you might have noticed that social media has kind of been falling apart lately, which means that you have to scramble to find new strategies and like research more ways to take advantage of what tools that you have access to that are still around, and then expanding on other tools on the eventuality. It's pretty much an eventuality. It's not if, but rather when. It feels like some other system collapse. Like, I don't know if like Facebook just evaporates tomorrow. You know, how do you deal with that? Not
Honestly,
that Facebook.
I don't think Facebook is going anywhere, but
maybe not
Twitter,
Facebook, but Instagram going down would be bad. Twitter going down has been pretty bad.
It would be bad, yeah. I'm not like rooting for that to happen, because so many artists like us and you know, every freelancer out there needs these things to. It's just that, you know, when it gets overrun by Nazis and bots and things, it's like
Twitter's kind of unusable. I'm getting just as much, if not more, traffic on Blue Sky right now, and I don't even have 2,000 followers versus the 20,000 plus that I have on Twitter. It's really pathetic. I know that the numbers are even worse for most people because I don't have a whole lot of bots following me. But people are just, you know, a lot of my followers aren't even active anymore on Twitter. So the main reason I'm on Twitter at all is to keep track of what the Lackadaisy Twitter community is up to and like what they're talking about and responding to things there and keeping them abreast of stuff. But otherwise, if I didn't have that, I'd probably be gone.
A lot of great artwork, and
we don't want to miss it.
Worthwhile being there. But
you guys are basically the reason we're there. But yeah, it's we've been trying to use YouTube for more promo in general, because honestly, YouTube's been better for that. It's a better way of keeping people up to date. And of course, anybody who's like been involved with the backer kick or whatever gets emails. We try to keep folks up to date there. But YouTube's been a much more useful for regular updates, and then like other little micro updates and small announcements. That's what social media is especially good for. But yeah, Twitter's kind of crap right now. Hey, follow us on Blue Sky, guys. We have the exact same names. So, what are you on Blue Sky, Tracy? Is it Lackadaisy or is it something else?
It's Lackadaisy, yeah. Yeah,
just Lackadaisy.
I'll probably be deleting my Twitter this weekend, so I can do that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I'm not going to tell anybody not to do that. I'll follow folks where they are. I'll just let them know
Large Otter says Twitter's going down. No, I don't know that it is. It just seems to be, it's just less effective, and it's
like it has cancer. It's a slow death.
Yeah, it just has spiraled into being very bot heavy, and
Twitter has prion disease.
Yes, exactly. Elon is literally trying to sue people for not advertising on his platform,
which is not a good look.
The
what is my Blue Sky? My Blue Sky is Fable Paint. I'm Fable Paint basically everywhere, except for Twitch, where I'm Fable_Paint.
I love Cat says Ivy is brat aesthetic. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah, the AI stuff Twitter pulled is why I'm gonna is the final straw for me. The whole, hey, we're gonna opt you into AI and you have to find the secret button to opt out.
Red Elf asks, are the books in the bundles hardcovers? Yes.
Yes.
Can they be signed to? Yes. They're, in fact, we are trying to promote the the collectible bundle. So if you want signed books, And they are hardcover indeed. If you want to get a Volume 1, Volume 2 bundle, if you want it with a signed bookplate, go ahead, Tracy.
Here's what's happening. So, Volume 2 releases next week into stores. So if you want just a regular old Volume 2 book at base price, you can grab one from Amazon, bookshop.org, Target, any Barnes & Noble, anything, especially online. You could probably find it easier that way. Some stores will have it in store, but you might have to go to them and be like, hey, can you order this book for me if you really want to buy it in a shop. They may or may not have it, depending. But we are running currently, until midnight tonight, we are running a bundle sale that includes signed book plates by me and a drawing by me if you want one. So if you want to get both books at once with signatures and some custom art, go to ironcircus.com and you can get that. And that offer, we've been running that this past week. So it's kind of a grab it while you can thing. So yeah, that's going till midnight. You can see the picture in the stream in the upper right there is what you can get. You can also get it without a drawing if you don't want to, spend money on a piece of pencil art. But if you do, it's there for you. And Volume 1 is also available in shops. So if you want Volume 1, you can pick it up at Amazon, or just want Volume 1. If you aren't sure if you're sold on the series or whatever and just want to try it out, Volume 1's relatively inexpensive on Amazon. So
there's also bookshop.org if you're like, I would rather independent bookshops. It's like, and that's great. Please, by all means,
totally,
buy independently.
Yeah, we wanted to make sure
buy directly through Iron Circus, and that's actually great. The difference is just how quickly the book gets to you, really. Because Amazon has
Amazon will ship. Amazon has superpowers as far as because it's a massive organization.
Capitalism.
They have special arrangements with Postal Service and special deals that nobody else can get. So that's why when you order something from Amazon, you can get it the next day or that day.
Yeah, they have Sunday delivery service and warehouses all over the country where they can just stash a ton of things, as opposed to us with 2 distribution companies working with us who can only put so many books on one truck a day at best, 5 days a week. So, and not just our stuff. I think actually probably been one of the interesting challenges of this has been drowning in success.
I wouldn't put it that way. It's just that when you scale up, it's you have growing pains, and it's difficult to navigate sometimes. But
we are at the halfway mark, so I'd like to point out to chat, because today is a more chill stream, we will not be able to guarantee we're going to get to your questions.
We're trying. We'll try though. Let's go ahead and get some more.
So the next donation, next super chat, Steve says, "Hi Nox, just want to say thank you to you and Scribbler again for the help you told me. Have a good stream with Tracy and Fable." Steve is the person who was asking earlier about applying for animation. So
okay.
That's on your information. Okay. So you're welcome, Steve.
Hey.
That topic, the 86 asked, "Do you need any interns, animation major?" And I'd love to help.
No, we don't have interns. It's I don't do unpaid labor for one.
Thank you for offering. We do appreciate that. And while I would love to take on interns as paid interns, we just don't have enough staff or infrastructure to be a teacher as well as someone who's tasked with producing art for the production. So we don't feel like we're really very well equipped to take on interns.
Sorry.
And unpaid internships we tend to feel are pretty exploitative. I came from an industry from the game industry, and unpaid interns were definitely a thing, and it just didn't sit right. It's basically free labor, and then you know, like the interns will get this like, oh, you'll get your foot in the door for the next, you know, actual job opening and everything, and it's like often they didn't get that. They
No,
just would end up
not a single
working-
internship I had that happen.
Yeah. Often they would end up working for the duration of a project, and then as the project ramps up and pulls staff in to get something done, and then once it's wrapped, the intern gets a thanks and goodbye. You know, and oh, you can put us on your resume, but it's, you know, it's kind of like they just worked for some months on pretty hard on something and then didn't really.
I had 2 paid internships and I did not get that in engineering.
Yeah. Yeah, so I would be a
really
little
just
wary of
working for
those.
exposure.
Yeah, it is kind of that, yeah. It can be valuable experience, but
Yeah.
I feel like you should at least be paid a stipend.
Yeah. The better internship I had did give me a stipend. Although I did have one where it paid better, but that one was a worse internship where like they had me sorting through the data for a bunch of MP4s, which was the same job that they gave every intern, and they just changed the parameters for what each intern had to do. And so, oh god, that was terrible. I was like, I don't think I'm learning anything here, and I certainly didn't. But the one job I had where there was a studio and they gave me some work where they're like, pretend that you are coming up with a title sequence for this show. So we basically, like me and the other intern, had to sit down, watch the show in question, come up with a title sequence that would be suitably flashy, and they would like mark it up and give us notes as if it was like a proper project. But this was not actually anything that they were doing. So I think they had worked on it before though. So they were able to give us feedback that would be along the lines of probably what the client would want. And so that was a useful experience. And that came with a stipend. But unfortunately, that small studio, it was the recession was kicking off. So they had already fired half of their staff, and they had a staff of like 4 people. So there was only 2 other guys there. There was as many interns as there were people working there. It was bad. Yep. But they did their best. I appreciated that.
Okay, next question.
Goth GF Animation, nice name, says, has it been said how the first season will be released? Will it all release at once, or will it be like an episode a week?
It will be episodes spaced out a little ways. Probably some months apart.
Think probably a la Primeval, not Primeval, Primal, if you want to think of any possible comparison. At least that's my intention. So
Glitch has multiple shows going.
Yeah.
You know, so they release one thing and then the next thing and everything. They are a much bigger entity than we are currently. We are in the starting phases of being a
we're babbies.
Company, so
yeah.
We intend, like Spike intends for Iron Circus to pick up more animation stuff, but we've got to get ourselves sorted on the one thing first.
It is no small task.
But yeah.
Chad is asking about the 3D set you're working on, Fable, if you want to give them a quick...
Oh, yeah. This is the Lackadaisy
speakeasy.
set. Yeah, this is a speakeasy. This is actually updated from what it looked like in the pilot, so there's a few additional things. So we have... I think we updated the roulette tables, I forget. We have a new facade for the entrance, for the VIP section here. The walls have a lot more like actual cavern stuff going on, so that's cool. It's been optimized, so it's not as nearly as chuggy as it used to be. I think, did we update like the chandeliers or something? I forget if we did anything to...
We did modify the lighting some. We added that, fully modeled out the cashier area.
Yeah. Yep.
That was just kind of like hackneyed in before.
Look, it's got lights in it now. Yeah.
Yeah, so
there's plants.
What happens is we use this for layout, and we use it for so we'll set up cameras in it to screenshot it, and then background artists will paint over the screenshot to create background art. So It just makes background painting a lot more efficient to have a consistent set that you can just kind of like zoom a camera around in and set up your shots with.
It also makes storyboarding a lot easier because then you can board with the layout, and that way animation and backgrounds could get started at the same time because they both have a very sharply defined layout for the background. And because otherwise you would have to do backgrounds and then animation. And that can be, if you try to do them both at once, it can be kind of tricky to layer them on top of each other.
Backcore says, why is it all 3D? I thought the show was all 2D animated. The characters are all 2D animated. The actual 3D model does not appear in the animation. Like you're getting a 2D painting of something that's screenshotted and then painted on top of that is a 3D model. The character animation is hand drawn. Right, and then cars and guns and things, same sort of thing. It's like you're not seeing an actual 3D animation. You're seeing a 3D prop that has been basically exported with a shader on it, and then converted into PNG frames. And the reason we do that is because we would never finish anything if we were spending all of our time trying to, say, animate a Tommy gun in three-dimensional space and get all the perspective angles correct. Like, it would just be going back for revisions constantly.
Yeah, I'd be making, most of the notes would just be the gun isn't drawn right.
Maybe you can explain, like, the way that older films have also done this, even before 3D modeling was a thing you could do. Like, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, like, Bambi, you know how all the deer have, like, antlers? They tried to actually hand animate the antlers on the deer, and they said if you look into the making of Bambi book, because there's a book on this, and they tried, but they said that the antlers ended up looking rubbery, and part of the problem also is that only like a couple of people could even do it reliably, so it takes like a really high level animator just to animate the antlers. And you really don't want to take a
long time to do it.
You do not want to make your best animators spending time just animating freaking horns on a deer when they could be doing other things. So what they did instead was they just modeled the antlers. They made sculpted them. Yeah, made a maquette. And what they would do is they would sort
film it in rotation.
Yeah, they would roughly animate the deer, and then they would film the antlers, and then they would just draw over the antlers, and that solved the problem. Like, suddenly it was super consistent and didn't have an issue. So the difference between what we're doing and what they were doing is that we're just not using a physical camera. Like, the equivalent would be if we made an actual physical little doll set, like a stop motion doll set, and then we just pointed the camera inside of that set and then painted over that. It's effectively what we're doing here.
Yeah, so you'll see this with, like, Cruella de Vil's car in 101 Dalmatians and lots of other places as well. Anytime you see a car in animation, chances are, unless it's very cartoony, like, say, Roger Rabbit, and rubbery, like, and they want the car to look, like, hard-angled, like, it's been rotoscoped in. Yeah.
Also, one interesting thing is if you guys are familiar with James Gurney, the author of Dinotopia, he uses that a lot for his fantasy paintings to build a lot of 3D maquettes and stuff.
Yep.
So
that way he gets a better sense of lighting and scale and everything.
The lighting, yeah.
Lucy Bliss says, Lackadaisy has been amazing. Good job, everyone. How do you feel about the artists drawing their own Lackadaisy OCs and their references?
It's cool.
I've seen lots of them online. They're great. It's really lovely to see people taking their own, like, taking that as a launching point, Lackadaisy, and then, like, applying their own creativity and coming up with their own characters. And the character sheets some of the people have made have been, like, just stellar, like, really impressive.
We don't discourage our artists on team from even doing that for themselves, because it's fun, frankly. Like, if you're gonna get that emotionally invested in your work, then giving people the freedom to just, like, mess around is fine. And, like, I know that some of our crew members even, like, take commissions and stuff, so it's so that they can benefit from their work in other ways. It's nice.
We also have 3 PNG tubers here that are people's Lackadaisy OC.
Yep.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, I'm talking, wow.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got a Sono.
You do.
Yeah, so
So
if
does
you want to make your own character, go for it. We absolutely love
That's
seeing
cute.
people do that. Like,
Yeah.
just
It is kind of funny though when you can tell that someone has had like watched a lot of anime, and so their Lackadaisy OC is like a samurai, because I guess they're thinking they're like, well, what's another old timey character? And so they just stick a samurai in St. Louis, and it's kind of hilarious. It's like this guy running around with a sword. I'm like,
hey,
yeah, have fun.
Don't put any strictures on their creativity.
I'm not. I'm like, that's awesome. When it's fan material, you just do what you want. That's the beauty of it.
It's fine
yeah.
to mix things too. Like,
Yeah.
we don't have an issue with that. If you want to
Don't
mix
care.
two different, things to come up with an OC that's like part Lackadaisy or part like.
I know there's a
Blue Eye
guy
Samurai
who
or
has
whatever,
a
that's totally
whole
fine.
like AU involving Thomas the Tank Engine characters, so it's like, okay,
Oh, no.
cool, yeah.
No,
Let's-
you draw
let's-
what interests you. That's gonna keep
Yeah,
you
go
drawing.
for it.
So
It's
Wait.
really about that. It's just whatever floats your boat and keeps you making things and
go
enjoying
ahead, Jim,
yourself.
sorry.
No, we saw what happened last time. We involved Thomas Train and art around us.
God. They drew me as a train. I don't.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah, of course. It was
Yeah.
never.
It-
No.
It was
It's not my
Lady.
fault. Yeah.
That was the
We-
killer.
yeah.
That wasn't me.
We need to do one of the gaming stream where Tracy plays Choo Choo Charles.
Oh,
We'll make that
I would
one
have
guy
fun with
very
that game,
happy.
honestly. I would. I don't know if that. Well, there's the one guy who's like into trains, but I don't know if that game would appeal to him because it's a train with like spider legs. So
We have
Oh, right, that.
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe he is into that. It'd be like, what if a
Maybe.
horror version of yours?
It's not a historically accurate train. That's the thing.
I found it.
By the way, all train nerds who
Um,
might be in chat, yes, we heard your words on when the trailer for the backer kit came out. I did listen to you, and I made sure when we were managing like the next train model, I said to the guy, "Now make sure that the coal car is not too far behind the engine, because we will get shit for it." We're gonna make sure that
That's
train
cute.
is operational.
Speaking
Yeah.
of historical things, from Lord Chev. Hi, Chev. Any plans on getting a historical consultant, someone with formal historical education, to help with all the juicy bits of background info?
That's kind of Tracy's job at the moment. I would love to have
It's
someone.
my job at the moment, but I'm an imperfect. I don't have a history degree. I haven't formally studied. I've just been immersed in the material for a long time because of the comic. But so I do my best, and I always research things. Sometimes you have to fudge things a little bit for the sake of story, or you have to make compromises or whatever. But or you take some artistic license. I try not to do that excessively. But there are some subject matter that, like, especially in what we would want to be season 2, if we are able to make a season 2, which I dearly hope so. But there is some subject matter there that I would want to bring a consultant on for, because
Yeah.
Jeff,
We would
who is
love to have the
asking-
ability. So
Jeff, who is asking the question, is currently undergoing formal studies in history, and that's
Oh.
why.
Yeah.
And he's
Oh,
also
okay.
he's one of
Are you
our new
looking
team
to-
members.
Oh, cool.
on the-
Hey,
the
welcome
code,
then.
so-
Yeah, you want to
We'll
plug the
happily-
Lackacord while you're at it then?
Yeah, sure.
I
So,
got it.
Yeah, so everybody, we have a Lackadaisy Discord. If you like to hang out with fellow Lackadaisy fans, enjoy our very chaotic Gen 1 or our much more mature Gen 2. And the rest of the Discord, please feel free to pop by and meet the gang.
And it's in chat.
thank
There
you.
you go.
Thank
Let
you.
it all at once, or we might get a raid. Right.
Yeah, this might scare the bot.
Slowly enter it. Just like one Mississippian. I don't know how that's gonna work, but yeah. I want to read this one. Nox, let me read this one. Okay, from Garlic Parmesan Breadsticks. The breadstick is here.
Okay.
Hi, breadstick.
Hi, breadstick. I think the joke
Sorry,
has
I didn't mean to
eluded me.
scream and alarm.
Is it an
at you.
inside
I
joke?
dropped
Am I-
something.
Oh,
No.
the bread. Oh, yeah, that bread. Okay, I get it now. Kind of. In as much as I can get it, but
I don't get it, but it's bread, so I like it.
You're just literally Senshi. You're like bread.
Rourke
Listen.
Rainer says,
Speaking
I remember
of,
Tracy...
have you been watching that? Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Tracy.
Oh, I was gonna say, Rourke Rainer says, I remember Tracy leaving a note saying Wick's checkbook isn't historically accurate. Yeah, in the comic, he has a checkbook that's like a single check thing, but at the time, you wouldn't tend to have checkbooks like that. You'd have like more of like the business style checkbook where it's like a full page of like 3 checks and you would have to tear one off.
Yep.
You know, in a three-ring binder sort of thing. But visually, like, making that clear to an audience, it seemed like it would be better to just draw it like a more recognizable checkbook. I was worried that, like, if I drew it that way, it wouldn't be clear what she was taking.
Sometimes historical inaccuracies are not ignorance, it's deliberate because you're working with a modern audience, so... I mean, maybe you could find a way around it if we redid that, but
yeah.
I mean, fun fact, businesses still use that model of checkbook to do that in my 9 to 5. And I had never seen it before. When I had to write my first check, I looked at it and I was like, what in God's name is this?
Yeah.
This is weird.
It's more literally a checkbook than the little like booklet that personal checks tend to appear in. Although those are going out of style too, because who writes checks anymore?
I do. I actually pay my landlord.
Oh, okay.
Well, not my landlord.
Oh, really?
She's dead.
Oh, okay.
My landlord's trust now. I play my landlord's trust now with a checkbook, which is great because then there's no middleman.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah, because background lore on Fable. My landlord died, so I'm losing my home. So yeah.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, Fable.
Anyway, that's just background noise. We don't have to talk about that.
Yep.
I am trying to rearrange these chairs here to get a slightly better angle on, well, just about everything. Trying to fix some layout where I had like a little thing here and there with the backgrounds where I'm like, I want to fix that, and I'm just tweaking it.
Master Badger, says, don't think I didn't notice that in the comic in Nina's house she has a wax cylinder player and not a gramophone. Yeah, she's got to get with the times, I guess. Gotta like.
That's also deliberate.
she needs to get like a big stereo set up from the 80s.
Professor Chaos says, "Hey, I can't wait to see season 1. Question: what is everybody's favorite character from Lackadaisy? Who's your favorite child, Tracy? Go."
Oh, I hate all those guys. Those guys.
Why do you guys even like this
you
show?
keep them in a Tupperware?
I put them in jars. That's what we do right here. Hi, I'm formally married to Mordecai. I have the license and everything. So yeah. And my wife is married to Nico and Seraphine. We have them in our house constantly.
Yeah, well, I would gladly be Zib's side piece, so.
Is there a main piece?
You wanna say that out loud, huh?
You mean who wait a minute, you mean you would Zib would be your side piece?
Excuse me. Aren't you getting married?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
How does Taven feel about this?
Don't worry about it.
Confused.
No, you can go. Let's go, Taven. Taven, how do you feel about this? You have to share spacing your wife's heart with an anthropomorphic cat man.
with a Dorito man.
Dorito man.
Well, I don't know if I've told this story, but Val and Taven were talking, and Val was like, "I hope it doesn't come off like I'm flirting with your fiance," and I was like, "What?
What?" No, he's just. That's just how Val is. He always is that way.
That's just his personality.
His demeanor is that.
We accidentally hired actual Zib.
And to a shocking degree, we hired actual Zib. I really don't know. Like, sometimes he tells me things, I'm like, Val, how? Just how? 1 second, I'm gonna go find my cat and make sure he's okay, because he got traumatized.
I have to clarify the chat. No, I am not Nick Nocturne. He has collaborated with the team before, but I am not him.
Yeah, Nick's shout out to Nick. Nick's awesome, but so is Nox. Nox is a different person.
I like Nox more.
Wow.
Nox has
Wow.
gone to great lengths to hold the Lackadaisy community together. So, on the
100%.
Discord and here in the live streams. So,
Aw.
thank
I'm
you,
happy to
Nox.
help.
Nox is my favorite.
Says, I have a question about writing for Tracy. Are you seeing the cartoon as a second chance to improve on parts of the story, like Invincible, or is this a direct panel-to-panel translation? Oh, we're definitely trying to improve on things, because, yeah, there's definitely things in the comic where I'm like, I could have done better in retrospect on this, so let's handle this differently. So you will see a number of differences in the way, not so much in, like, the overall content of what the story is. It's pretty much, the characters have the same roles and everything in the story, and you'll hear a lot of dialogue that comes directly from the comic and things, but there's definitely, like, the way we depict certain things is just very different now. Because we felt like, well, we have a better way to do this. And also animation is its own medium. It's not comics. Like, comics is its own art form. Animation is its own art form, and so you I think it behooves you to treat them like they're different and not, you know, not exactly the same thing. And so there's different ways to tell a story in animation there are in comics, and different ways to tell a story in comics than there are in animation. So yeah, it's not direct panel to panel, but you will recognize some panels have certainly influenced the way we've set up some shots, but certainly not all of it by a long shot. So.
Can I ask for you to say the word behooves again?
Behoove.
I love you. That's my word of the day.
I say that word a lot, like too much.
You
honestly.
do. You do, but I like it.
It's one
I
of
forget
my
it
words,
exists.
my pet words.
Your pet words.
Oh my god, I love it.
What are some of your favorite words, Tracy? You
Um,
and your collection of strange words.
Chad, your top 10 favorite words in the questionably English language.
Yes.
No. Elucidate.
That is a good one, yeah.
Ew.
I say coagulate a lot.
I really like that one.
I don't know. Sometimes I don't realize I'm using the same word so frequently, but then I look back at, like, posts I've made to Tumblr. I'm like, I keep using that word. Why do I keep using that word?
I love it.
Is there still an Ishkabibble tab on
From-
the website?
Of course.
There is.
Ishkabibble.
Yeah.
Yes.
From Turkeybeard 2010, hooray! A good day of perch fishing and a live stream from Lackadaisy.
Oh, hey.
Hello.
Doing some freshwater fishing, huh?
Perch
Grilled
fishing.
the fish.
Did you catch anything? You're making me want fish.
Sounds nice and relaxing. I'm not super into
Yeah.
fishing, but I am super into just sitting in a boat on.
Oh yeah.
I sure do love being
away
in a
from
boat.
people.
I
Oh
miss
gosh.
kayaking.
Yeah.
Boo's stepfather used to take her fishing, and one time they caught a manta ray that got so
Whoa.
scared she started giving birth on the dock, and there were tiny
Oh.
raviolis like floating about, and Boo had to like push them back in the water.
Oh no, the little raviolis, no.
Yeah, I like how she just, because she calls them like little raviolis were on the deck, and I had to like shove them in. They were all bloody because they were just birthed.
They're all covered in stingray placenta.
Yeah, story time.
Oh.
Sorry.
Okay,
Oh,
It's
that
red
I do.
sauce. It's red sauce. It's just-
Red
That's
sauce! Yes!
Where
pasta sauce.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Change of subject. Change of subject.
From Tear the Weird. Tear the Weird. What would be Mordecai's favorite anime? I have a suggestion.
Spice and Wolf?
Go ahead.
I don't
There
know.
was an anime from eons ago that was called Go, and it was just an anime about this guy that had a spirit telling him how to play Go, which I don't know if you've ever seen. It's like a Japanese type of
Yes,
chess.
it's a game. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, I know of Go.
I was
Yes.
it's funny because I was going to say, is there an anime about chess?
Yes, of
that'd be the one
course.
you'd watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was suggesting
Yeah.
Spice and Wolf, but he wouldn't pick up on any of the romance. He'd be kind of confused by that. He would think plot A is like all of the conversation about economics.
Yeah.
No, definitely not Helsing chat.
No.
No.
I don't think so.
No, he would not like Dungeon Meshi. That is the opposite of what Mordecai would like.
Yeah, ironically enough, he would not. Yeah, he would not enjoy that.
I love it.
Yeah, trying new foods is not Mordecai's favorite thing.
No. And some of those food, he'd get so upset.
Yep. He'd be a little bit like Marcel, I think.
Yeah.
He's always grossed out.
Zip would like JoJo.
Zip would like JoJo,
yeah. From Crimson Volts. Do you guys have East Coast convention appearances planned? You know, where I can open my home and you guys can come visit me.
Oh.
That was added, sorry.
We're trying to see if we can get to Further Confusion this year, and possibly, don't take my word for it just yet. I will let people know when I know for sure. We may be going to Midwest Fur Fest too, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We would like to.
You guys are actually going to give me an excuse to go to a furry convention, aren't you?
Of course.
Yeah, if you'll meet us there, yeah, that'd be awesome.
I would. That's the fun thing. We'll figure it out.
But yeah, Dave's on board with going.
I know Ash
like
lives
drive
nearby.
for me. I can drive there.
If I meet you there, can I help run the table? I like selling things and giving people water.
I would love to have help, honestly. That's one of the difficult things.
Fable, we need to make a chat on Discord and just start like pulling people in and being like, you know, anybody's interested in going, so we can start organizing.
Convention group.
Yeah.
I can stand behind you and look like a bodyguard, even though I'm pretty harmless.
I have a mouth. I talk. I can sell things.
You can
I used to.
Ooh.
Yeah. I'm an extrovert in that regard. People walk by, hello, would you like to see what we have? I have a whole thing. I help.
Yes, actually, that is very helpful. I'm joshing around, but it is honestly good.
No, it definitely is helpful because
you got a bunch of introverted artists here.
Yeah, exactly. I just want to hide under the table and draw.
It's also like people want to talk to you, and like if you're taking commissions, it can be difficult. And so having somebody whose whole thing is just I'm helping with the audience chatting and like.
Yeah, and then if you have to go do a panel or something.
Yeah, especially, and we're definitely going to want to do panels. So.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to find this out.
Thank you.
Lil.
This does have to be 50.
Sorry, go ahead, Knox.
Thank you for the donations without messages in the clouds and the plastic buttons.
Thank you so much, guys.
And Purple Samurai says, I don't remember if you answered this, but are you going to make another tier?
Yeah, actually.
A Patreon tier, yes.
Yeah.
We're looking at probably doing that at the end of this month, start of September. So yeah. Because I took a poll of patrons, and there seemed to be some interest in a tier that gives you support credit, like thank you for your support.
Yeah.
Thank you for your patronage on the at the end of episodes. So if that's something people are interested in, then yeah, absolutely, I would love to. Because Backer Kit has been very instrumental to getting us going here, and of course so has Patreon. So I would like to be able to just put a big thank you to named thank you to people in the cartoon.
Goth GF Animation says, what are you most excited to see animated? Me personally, I want to see the Seraphine, Nico, and Mordecai scene in the hotel room, including a flashback with Mordecai on the train.
Ah, cool.
I am looking forward to doing the pig farmers thing where everything gets wrecked. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I am so excited for the pig farmers. You have no idea.
We had so much fun recording them. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Yeah. We had a lot of discussions with the folks playing the pig farmers about like the direction we wanted to take them, and they all hit on like a family dynamic pretty quickly. That was pretty convincing. Parker really nailed Avril in particular. He had so much fun, especially when his face gets smashed in. He had so much fun with that. I can't wait to reveal that.
Oh, it sounds so painful.
It's so
like,
bad.
Oh no.
I'm just cringing when he talks. Like, but no, it's because he was doing good acting.
I know, we actually were like, are you okay? Just making sure. And he's like, no, I'm acting. That's great.
But no, yeah, we gave the pig farmers, I think, a lot more substance in season 1 than they do have in the comic. I always felt like that was one of the weak points of the comic, was like I could have done more with those characters, and so we decided to do more with them, and I think it really paid off. If the way the recordings went are any indication, I think they're gonna be a lot of fun. So.
Peanuts says, any plan to restock old merch? I missed your Rocky Firebrand t-shirt design. I'd really, really like one. Thanks.
Oh.
Yeah, I will ask Final Project about what they think about that. I could. Do you go to conventions? Like, the only other thing I could think of doing is having some made and then bring them with me to the convention. But yeah, I can't, like, because we have, just even contractually, but also just, practically, I can't open up another shop and like, put that back up.
Yeah.
We have to have, like, Final Projects, like, has to be on board with us doing that. But instead, we've been trying to introduce some new apparel. And we've got a couple other things, like, currently in design phase that I think are pretty cool. One of them is Rocky themed, so might fill that spot for you. But if that design is in particular is something you want, I'll see what I can do.
There are a lot of questions if you guys know the ship date about the Rocky Tater plushies.
It should be along any time now. I know the manufacturer had them prototyped, and I think I got an email recently that said it was like preparing to ship. I'll ask Jasmine next meeting, like when they actually go out in the mail. But I would expect any time now. I'm gonna start seeing people receiving them in the mail. So
That's exciting.
yeah, they work pretty fast. So they got Mordecai out the door pretty quick.
I love him.
He's a potato. He's
He
not
gives-
happy about it.
He gives me so much joy.
No, chat, there will not be any cats in Lackadaisy 2. They will all be potatoes.
It's all lackatators all the rest of the way.
Sharkbop says, which Lackadaisy characters would have living descendants in the current modern age?
That's I feel like that's a spoiler.
Yeah.
Babka.
Oh, well, that's not a spoiler. Obviously, she wins in the end.
Well, I mean, some of them
Victor.
have kids or family members who have kids, so you could easily say, like, yeah, Mordecai's sister is raising a family, and so you have, like,
Just talk about that one
descendants
uncle
via his
that is
sisters,
estranged, which is not that unrealistic. I also have like Jewish family members that just kind of up and disappeared. Multiple ones. Questionable stuff going on. Immigrant families and all that. With random backgrounds. You just don't know.
I mean,
A lot of
Victor's got
mystery.
young daughters.
Yep. My votes are Babka, Victor, and that's it.
If they have kids already, Tracy is less likely to kill off their entire families. Yes.
I think it's just the chances of them having exited the gene pool are just that much lower. So.
Yeah, Chad, I've been trying to get Tracy to tell me when characters are gonna die so we can set up support groups, but no luck so far.
I know I'm going to need one.
Let the cat out of the bag on that yet.
Peacefully in his 80s.
Cat out of the bag, really,
They all
Tracy?
die peacefully in their 80s.
Yeah. They're fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. It's okay.
Even
Don't worry
Atlas.
about it.
Atlas was actually 80 years old. No one knew.
Oh yeah.
He died of old age.
I mean-
In fact, that's the secret.
I'm going to have
just
to hunt down
exploded
one
into
of these
blood.
chairs.
He died of old age. The old age came to him in a bullet.
Yeah.
You know when you turn 80 and your skull just spontaneously explodes?
He turned to 80 and he spilled his jam all over his shirt.
Yeah, it
And
was
they took
really
pictures of it.
embarrassing, so he just died of embarrassment.
Died of embarrassment. I mean, Mordecai would.
That's why Mordecai is like so horrified. He's like, I can never have that happen to me. I'll die of embarrassment, just like Atlas. It was a terrible
he spilled
scene.
hollandaise sauce all over his shirt.
Mordecai
That's
just
why
comes
it's
in on the
good.
crime scene. He's like, oh no!
Then he would die
Oh
of
no! And he's
disgust.
trying to clean the jelly off of the carpet. Oh no! Oh no!
God, I hate making
It happened,
hollandaise
it
sauce. I
happened.
never had to do it again.
Rocky can't die of embarrassment, and thus he will live forever. Justice for Jimmy Carter. Don't worry,
they all
Jimmy
go to
Carter
work.
survived. He actually is in our universe now. And also reincarnated into another little kitten. Just because.
They all lived just
They'll
like
all
the
be
story of
fine.
Normandy.
It's okay. This is a feel-good story where nothing bad happens ever.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Fable either is lying or has not failed to meet Tracy in the past years.
Fable's taste suddenly changed as what?
Yeah. If there's somebody who's gonna make a feel-good story, it's
Definitely
body
me.
horror zombie author Fable. Blended Water asks, have you seen Smiling Friends?
I have. I like it.
Um,
I need
the
to.
pla-
I need to share it with you, Fable. Stream it.
I don't have access to it, so I mean I have to like find the pirated link I got, but
No.
I've been so busy.
No.
I would
not
like to just watch it with you. I don't want to
Yeah.
pirate it, but I don't have access to it the normal way, like at all. I would happily get the
you do,
DVD
'cause
if
I
once they
will-
release.
I will watch it with you.
Thank you.
I
would
could
love
help.
I know you can
Well-
help.
The Plastic Spartan says, card won't work. Should I send a courier with cash?
Sure, why not?
Send them with a platinum poker chip. See what happens.
Make sure that there's a pigeon involved.
I like a pigeon.
I know, that's why.
Scene
You wanna
10,
continue,
so scene
too?
10.
No, you could
Yeah,
you could do
there.
it.
All right. You sound
You
like you
okay,
want to
Tim?
read
You
stuff.
sound. You sound
Yeah.
unwell. You're all right.
I'm doing
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
I'm trying to see if I can figure out a place to steal this chair that Fable is working on, and I'm wondering if I have space for it. You know how
Sorry.
good that would look in the background?
Yeah.
There's a question about what program the set you're working on is made in, Fable.
It's Blender. It's all Blender.
Yep. Blender is awesome. So, and it's free.
It's free. It's a free open source piece of software where it's constantly getting updated and improved. It's actually becoming industry standard rather quickly. It can work on more computers than ever before. So like if you run a potato, it might be able to run Blender. It depends how complicated your scene is. There are different plugins people have made to increase its ability to do lots of things, and it's getting integrated into professional pipelines so much that I know that a certain piece of software is about to integrate it into their thing, and I think once that happens, that's going to be a big deal. But I don't know that they've announced that yet publicly, so I can't mention it yet. Oh, we're getting close to 5, by the way. It's 20 minutes to 5.
Yep.
20 minutes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We have 7 super chats.
All right, let's hustle through them.
Darky says, I bought everything on your site, even the art packs. Also, I work at Amazon currently at work right now. It's a massive corp indeed. Even got your poster from Secret Movie Club. Big love for small business.
Oh, that came in finally? That's good, because I heard that was having trouble.
There was some trouble delivering some of those.
Like, we didn't have any hand in any of that. That was just entirely Secret Movie Club and their thing. And so we heard that some people hadn't gotten their thing yet, and we went out of our way to go check and make sure that those were getting sent out, because we did not want that to just be floating around in the ether.
Glad to hear you got yours, though. So.
Yeah.
Good. Or assuming that's what you meant, but...
Yeah, I hope so.
But yeah, thank you. That's incredibly supportive of you to have grabbed everything, so... thanks.
June, you wanted to ask one of the non-super chat ones?
Ask one of the super chat ones. I'll ask that one next.
Okay. Bruce Willis says, I just want to say I love the work you guys do. Also, if you could replace anyone in the world with a cat, who would it be?
You don't want to hear my answer, because I think there are certain people who the world would benefit from just by turning into a cat.
If they didn't have opposable thumbs
and power outside of what a cat can do.
Yeah.
But I think that would cause a debate.
Cat right now.
Well, Jimmy Carter's already a cat. He's slowly
would it
transferring his soul
be
into
an
this
Obi-Wan
cat.
Kenobi move, and then you would just make them more powerful? Then
that's a good question.
I mean,
It is a cat.
He's more powerful, but he never does much.
That's true. He's just a Force ghost after that. Kind of.
His presence reverbs around the area. Tracy, the Cool Video Bros asks, quick question to Tracy. Am I infringing on the Lackadaisy franchise if I make and publish my own comic depicting drawings reminiscent of the Lackadaisy cats? Thanks.
Just reminiscent of it? I mean, as long as they're not direct copies, then no.
Yeah, if you're not claiming to be a part of the Lackadaisy world and, taking up that trademark, I it's fine if you have something also set in the 1920s, maybe even involving cats.
If you're making, fan material and you identify it as fan material, because if it, Rocky appears in it or something, or you're invoking the name Lackadaisy, just to make sure it's this is fan material, and don't commercialize it. You can do that as much as you want, but if you're doing something that you intend to sell or whatever, and it just features cats in a historical setting, I have no claim over that, so you can do that. That's not mine to say, oh no, you can't ever make anything that's even kind of like Lackadaisy, because I'm by far not the first to do talking cats, and I won't be the last, so...
I hope you're not the last. That would suck. That's it. No more talking cats.
I'm sure there are
Tracy
people
owns cats
actively
now.
making other cat media right now as we speak, so...
From Fritz. Hello, I want to appreciate how well this show is made. I showed it to my parents and they loved it. They're looking forward to season 1.
Aw, that's good.
Thank you so much. That's really heartening to hear.
From Tear the Weird, I can picture Mordecai reading / watching Hikaru no Go. Oh, that's the one that's that one. The Go show. I couldn't remember the full name. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
From Freckle, greetings from Argentina.
Argentina, hey!
Hola. Hola, bienvenidos.
I hope you know that Walter is on our crew, so you are aware that one of the characters is Argentinian.
Argentina, and he is lovely. And his name is Walter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In fact, he recorded
Walter.
from Argentina for his
He found a recording studio there, and those guys were very, very professional, very well done. I think actually that remote call was one of the least troublesome remote calls, and it was the one to South America. We were just like, why? Why is this way? They definitely knew what they were doing.
No delay or anything. It was,
Sounded great. And Walter got that all figured out in like really short notice too, so that was very good of them.
I love Walter. We're gonna see Walter too. I'm very excited. From Fuss, Bee Glue deserves a short. Just saying.
We'll see. Maybe. I kind of want to, like, since we're kind of animating a lot of what Volume 1 of the comic is, albeit it's different looking than like I was saying, but and we treat some things just differently altogether. But I kind of want the animated stuff to be new things. I feel like we did the comic version of that already, and then we did a comic dub of it too. And so like I don't want to like do it again as an animation. I feel like we should, if we're gonna do anything, we should just explore more stupid adventures of Rocky and Freckle as kids, or stupid adventures of Mordecai. As
we
a
actually
kid, or...
have a couple of. We even have like some things like there was a thing I had.
We have some things written.
Ashley done
already.
Yeah.
Tracy's screen is popping on and off in the stream, by the way.
Weird.
Oh, what? Let me take a look at that.
Maybe just.
Oh, you know what it probably is? It's I full screened something, and so there we go. Sorry about that. It's because if I full screen something over Tracy's screen, then it blocks her from showing, and the reason for that is that Discord's trying to save memory, and I forgot that I was doing that. I was trying to download a file, so my bad. That's my bad. Sorry. It's fixed. It's fixed now.
Ricky Beard says, the pig farmers make me think of that "you burned my house down to the ground" meme.
That is exactly what it is, yeah.
I don't know that one.
God, I love that video so much.
That's exactly what happened, too. It's so good.
Chris R. says, will Season 1 have a theme song or opening title sequence? That would be so awesome. Maybe similar to one of the cool fan-made ones on YouTube.
It doesn't have, like, an anime opening, but it does have music in it, so...
You'll see.
Yeah, you'll see there are songs.
Place on Fire says, I just wanted to say I love everything you guys are doing. I love the art style, and I can't wait to see Season 1. Keep up the amazing work, everyone.
Thank you.
That was the last super chat. Tracy, if you would like, there is a list of other questions I've collected.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and dig into those. Yeah.
You want to just pick one at random?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Vector Shade says, question, how goes shipping the books?
Oh.
They're shipping. It's
sorry.
So what's happening? Yeah, we apologies for delays. We were hoping this would go a lot faster than it has. What happened is that
a lot of people wanted books, it turns out.
Yeah, so we had 30,000 books to ship. Most of them have shipped, but not all of them. So if you haven't gotten yours yet from the Backer Kit campaign, don't panic. They're probably just in the shipping queue. The fulfiller that Iron Circus uses and has been reliable for Iron Circus, in the past and everything, is a small fulfiller. And 30,000 books made their eyes bleed. So they have a smallish warehouse, so they couldn't take all of the books all at once. And there's a truck the postal truck that comes by to pick up packages from them, is only large enough to fit like 300 books on it at a time. So, and that's if it's empty, and it's usually not empty. So the number of packages they can even get out on the postage truck every day are limited. So it's been like just day by day by day, every single day they're shipping books out. And that's why you may know somebody who got their books and you haven't gotten yours yet.
Yeah, I believe I heard somebody who, like, their neighbor down the street got their books, but not that guy, and it's like, I am so sorry, we have no control over
this. It's just happenstance. We just couldn't control for it. And then because that was going slowly, we reached out and found another fulfiller for the East Coast to take on like all of the like East Coast shipping. I think it extends all the way to the Mississippi, in fact. So they were trying to, like, they took like, I don't know, something like 60,000 books or something and shipped them themselves because, or 6,000, like there were 30,000, like six, it must have been 6,000 or something like that they took on to ship. So we had to split it up between two because it was going too slow otherwise. So we're doing our absolute best to get books to everybody as quickly as possible. We just aren't set up like a, massive corporation to do shipping on that scale.
Suffering
generally.
from success.
That's like why I said it's like, it's great, but also like scaling up is so difficult, and like even if you think you know what you're doing, suddenly you run into issues. It's one of the advantages of hooking up with Final Project, because they've already done this scaling. Like they already went through this, so
yeah. They've grown exponentially, and they've gotten, they survived it, and that's often not as easy as you might think. Like sometimes you like success will destroy you if you aren't prepared for like taking on all of the extra customer service you have to do, all the extra warehousing and shipping and book orders and things. It's like it's
one reason why we tell other people who are doing fundraisers and stuff, it's like, don't make merch a huge part of your thing. The only reason why we could afford to do that is because that's Iron Circus's bread and butter, and even still it's been crazy.
Well, books are,
books
but,
are
but they've never filled an order that big before.
No.
And we ran out of Volume 1 books for basic retail, not for backer kits. Like backer kit backers got like all of the books that were needed for that all up front, so we had ordered enough for that. But we almost immediately after that, as soon as books went on sale and at Amazon and everything, like we ran out. And now books, like they were on back order, so we had to order more, and that's a huge bill that you have to then pay to print more books, and you have to hope that the new books sell quickly so that you can get your money back on that order as fast as possible. It's like, oh my god, hair on fire. That's us behind the scenes. Our hair is always on fire, so
we are working very hard to make sure that you guys are getting your books. Believe me.
Yeah.
EK says, completely forgot to write a message. Congratulations to Tracy and crew for everything you've accomplished and everything you will accomplish.
Thank you. That's very kind.
Fable, Bruce Willis wants to know if they can eat the 3D models.
If you print them with some sugar paste, with some like sugar paste. Yeah,
is
like
there
a chocolate
edible, like,
3D printer. Yes,
3D
there
printed
is.
material?
Of course,
there is a chocolate. Yep, there is a chocolate 3D printer. So that is a thing. You could you could technically 3D print a chocolate chair and take a bite.
But it might not be necessarily the tastiest though. If you're 3D printing it. However,
a game show in Japan for a little bit. Edible chocolate sets. You had to like show what things on the set were made of chocolate.
Yeah, that was a thing. Like,
is
it cake? Yeah.
I love that. There was this one video I've seen floating around where it's like a talk show people, and she's walking over. She sits down there. It just looks like a normal segment. She sits down, starts laughing and roaring, goes, "Is this cake?" And
wait, oh my god. Your poor voice.
But yeah, she was so shocked that it was cake. She got up. She just started eating her chair. It was the funniest thing.
I think I've seen that clip, yeah.
That's like a dream come true. That's like what I wish Candyland was about as a kid. I was like, I wish this was about eating candy instead of whatever the hell this is. A boring board game. Yeah.
Listen, edible Candyland, that is my dream. Like a mix between like Willy Wonka, Candyland, like absolutely.
ZQTC, thank you for the super chat. I think that's Indonesia, right? Says, welcome. Do you guys have any book recommendations for an artist trying out animation? the animator's handbook is
Yep. That's
pretty
a
much
staple.
like the staple, yeah, kind of like
Mm-hmm.
Scott McCloud's making comics. But there are others. I know the Illusion of Life, like one of Disney's big animation books, was like formative for me. God, I pored over that book for years and years. I don't know, any other instructional stuff you would recommend?
Always the Animator Survival Guide, always amazing. There's I think there's a book called Prepare to Board. Let me make sure that's the title. It's always, I always remember it as Prepare to Board, but it might be.
Tari's hiding in chat again and says character animation crash course by Eric Goldberg.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Prepare to Board: Creating Story and Characters for Animated Features by Nancy Beeman. There's a cat on the cover, in fact, a little pirate cat, and I got that. I think I was recommended, or I got that book in college. No, I actually need to like pick it up myself. But I remember reading it, and it is fantastic. It's not just about storyboarding; it's about like animation in general. So I would highly recommend picking that up as a good intro to just making cartoons, not just animating them, but like setting everything up in a way that is clear. Animator Survival Guide is more specifically about animation. There's like this other... God, there's a book by... What's his face? Legendary cartoon guy that I remember reading as a little kid that was really good. I think this is a guy who worked for Looney Tunes. Oh, what was he? Oh, I gotta look it up. I just remember digging that book out of my grandmother's like pile of things, and I didn't think about why as a kid she happened to have an animation book of all things and it wasn't until like the last year or two that I found out that my grandfather, my mother's dad, who died before I was born actually, so I never met him, turns out he actually worked in an animation studio. That's where he met my grandmother while in Los Angeles, and then they moved to Louisiana, or rather back to Louisiana, because he was from there. Or really, he was from Chile, but then he had some family members in like Alabama or something that he got shipped to after his mother died, and I guess their dad didn't want to take care of himself and his sister. And anyway, so he ended up working at an animation studio in Los Angeles. He was not an animator. I think he was like an accountant or something, but he was very interested in animation, so he had collected a bunch of books on how to do things, and my grandmother, who was quite a bit of a hoarder, she passed away only a few years ago, she didn't throw anything away, so as a kid, I would like look through her stuff, and I found like a bunch of like cartooning books and things, and I just like pored over those. And, like, I was, like, 5, basically, like 4 or 5, and looking at this stuff and trying to decipher it, and every time I would go down to my grandmother's place, just peeling it apart. And, I learned a lot about, like, character construction through that, at a time when I think a lot of kids didn't even know that that was a thing. So that gave me, like, a significant head start. I gotta remember what the name of that book is, though.
It is time to end.
Is it?
It is.
We got a couple more super chats come in, I think.
There's one super chat. Sunflower Station says, I recently cosplayed Freckle at a con and got people interested in it. If I were to cosplay someone from the series, who would that be?
Oh, that's awesome. Share pictures sometime if you feel like it.
Lackacord.
We love seeing that, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to admit that my body is more Aces Sweet than anybody else.
Me and Boo are still very much down to do Seraphine and Mordecai.
That would be adorable.
Boo would be a killer Mordecai.
To hear the way it says, imagine Ivy as Princess Diana. There's one that's not a super chat, but it's been asked enough. I wanted to quickly ask it before we end. people are asking both about will the season 1 continue from the pilot, and also they're asking how the series will compare to the comic.
It's not a continuation of the pilot, no. The pilot introduced a lot of the characters and the premise and places and things like that, but the season 1 will pick up with its own thing. So episode 1 will be different from the pilot. Episode 1 will be the formal start of the story.
The
you can
pilot
think of the
is
pilot
just
as its own thing.
The pilot was like a sampler platter where everybody is in character and the situation is totally possible to happen. However, Lackadaisy is there's no like one chapter where all the characters are conveniently collected together that could have been adapted into a proper episode 1, and it would have been, even if you could like get the maximum amount of density, you would have been borrowing something from like volume 2, so it would have lacked a lot of context. So rather than trying to bend over backwards to make that function, we just wrote something new that gave you a quicker idea of like who all these characters were and what the major conflict was and how the relationships were. That could be stuff within a smaller amount of time. So now that we don't have that constraint, we're just adapting the volume 1 into season 1. So yeah.
Katie, why did you post Thomas the Tank Engine with Karen hair?
Oh, that's
that's Tracy as a train.
Oh, okay.
No.
All right, that's all the super chats I would propose on the end here.
like Karen
Question, one of you?
hair. Oh no.
Sorry, Tracy.
All right, I think
I'll
we're
show the chat.
Yeah.
Hold on, we've got a
Okay.
one more thing. There was one question I want to answer in chat. Someone was asking if they can submit ideas or story ideas from outside outside, and the answer to that is no.
No.
Please don't. I really appreciate the interest in doing something like that, but there's a whole intellectual property issue thing that we just aren't prepared to handle with that. And we've pretty much already written. I mean, we've already written all of season and recorded for all of season 1, so it's pretty much set in stone what it's going to be. Season 2 is pretty well, going to be dictated by what the comic is. We do write, new shorts and things like that at intervals, but we have an internal writing team for that, and we have people like onboarded with contracts signed and everything, so they understand their writing is stuff that then belongs to the production. Mm-hmm. But if you're introducing your own characters and all this stuff, like it becomes an intellectual property like angle, and then that becomes a problem. So I would say if you've got ideas, that's really awesome, and you should take them and run with them and do what you want with them. If you want to make it into fan material, or if you want to take those ideas and take the Lackadaisy theming off of it and just make it your own thing.
Yeah, take the barcode numbers off. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's fine to be inspired by something and then to make it your own. Like you don't have to, you could make it gangster cats in some other universe. So that's your creation, or gangsters that are dogs, or whatever you want to do. Like you don't have to, but like don't throw those ideas away. I think it's great that you're thinking of things and like coming up with story ideas if you are, but yeah, we can't take them as like submissions or something.
Yeah. There's a lot of that wouldn't work for reasons that are about protecting you as much as us. So.
Right. I understand there are like, shows and things that would take spec scripts and stuff like that. Historically, like Star Trek would do that and things, but they have lawyers, like entertainment lawyers, at their beck and call to handle all of the legal, ramifications of taking somebody else's writing and then making it, yours, and all the payments that have to happen, and contract signing that has to, like, legal paperwork that has to exchange hands in order for that to be kosher.
And you can't just say, well, I'll just waive all those. It's like, no, that's not okay. Like, you deserve
because then you can
things.
say, like, you can change your mind later, and we can't know, like, you have to be certain when you're moving ahead with actually animating something and spending thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars to animate something, and then someone goes, oh, but this character's mine. And then you're like, uh-oh. So, yeah. So thank you for your interest, but that's a no. Also, before we sign out, just a reminder that that book pre-order, is running until midnight tonight. So you have, I think actually I think it's midnight Central Time. So I think you have about 5 hours to grab it if you want one. That includes signed book plates and artwork if you want it. You can just get the signed book plates. The artwork is a little bit extra, but if you want a custom drawing, every drawing is unique, and you can pick which character you want drawn. And you get the 2 Lackadaisy hardcover books, volume 2. So
Yeah.
How do I get one? I want one of these.
Oh, hey.
go to ironcircus.com and you can find it there.
Oh,
Yes.
what a nice name. I should go buy right now.
Yes. So store.ironcircus.com. You should see it right there.
It's in the description of the video here.
It's at the bottom of the frame right
bottom
here.
Of the screen. Yeah.
It's as accessible as we can make it.
Yeah.
No free cats come with any purchase, so please, if you see any free cats within the books, these do not come with the books. Do not expect a free cat when you come with them. If you get a free cat, please assume
No,
that
you do get a free cat. Take one of these kittens, please, for the love of God. I have too many.
Oh, well, you can get a free...
Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Get a free cat right now. When you order right now, get a free cat inside the box.
Free
yes,
cat.
they will be fine. Yeah, free cat, free kitten with your purchase.
Legally, there is no free kitten with the purchase. Legally, this is a joke.
Oh yeah, legally this is a joke. It says,
we are not shipping kittens in the mail. I'm sorry.
I am shipping kittens in the mail. No joke, please.
Fable's got mail order kittens.
Mail order kittens, take them, please, for the love of God. Holy shit, I have too many.
If I could, dude, you know for a fact, I take a kitten off your hand in a blink of an eye.
I'm trying to get Tracy to take Jimmy Carter in particular. He is a sweet potato. Tracy, just take Jimmy, okay?
All right.
Take Jimmy.
Fly over here, take Jimmy with you.
Also,
that's the hard part, is I have to go fly to pick him up.
Also, hi, Tomb. Hi.
Hi there. How you doing, Goob?
Why do you sound different? Are you sick?
Yes.
My throat decides that it doesn't like me, so...
I like you.
That's pretty fucked up of your throat to do.
Yeah,
I like you.
Thanks, I like you too, buddy.
Guys, did you guys hear that?
Here's the Thomas the Tank Engine SCP monstrosity we were talking about, by the way.
I need to understand.
Wait, where's the cute one?
What cute
the
one?
Cute one that Boo drew, yeah.
Because we need a palate cleanser.
I can't get it off the screen that way.
Oh, sorry, I don't know why I did that. Hey guys, I have a confession to make. Actually, you know what? Just kidding. I don't have a confession to make at all. Just kidding. Haha.
Okay.
Almost let it slip there.
I almost let
it slip there. It was a moment of weakness, but I grew strong. I had a character development.
I had a character.
You leveled up.
Good job.
Thank you. I grew up. I was all like, guys, I have a confession. What is it? Nothing. I was just kidding. Haha. By the way, in case anyone was wondering what it is, it has something to do with one of the characters over here. Looks over at them with blinking eyes. I wonder who it is, but you don't have to worry about it. I had character development.
Okay.
Right.
I had an arc.
All right. Well, we are. Yeah. Stream's done. We gotta go.
Okay. Thank you, everybody. It was fun chatting. We'll do it again soon. And
I should be late. Wow.
Yeah, grab some books if you want. You can also get them at Amazon as of next week if you don't want ones with signatures or anything. And visit lackadaisy.shop.com. That is where we sell other stuff. You can see the jacket and t-shirt and things flipping by on the overlay.
Jacket is beautiful. Stickers are precious.
Potato plushes.
Pins are great.
The collectible plushes, we actually had a price drop on those. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
The original plushes are all something like 20% off almost.
Yep, and they're staying that way too. So
Yeah. So yeah,
easier to budget
in case you hadn't heard, we launched a brand new shop with Final Project, which is Glitch Productions' merchandising arm, and they've been amazing so far. So do recommend.
Where can I get these wonderful books again for the people in the back who didn't hear?
ironcircus.com.
Wow, who would have thought? Guys, did you hear that? IronCircus.com holds all of those amazing things, and you get them for what was that? Something % off? I can't remember. Faye, will repeat that
Oh, that's
again?
at Lackadaisy.shop.com. We're gonna
Just kidding, I was lying. That was a huge
the-
fucking lie.
yeah.
I mean,
The
swearing.
collectibles
Oops.
just had a 20%
Iron
shop.
Circus
Yeah.
publishes the books, so they have the
Yeah.
books. Lackadaisy.shop.com is the store for all the animation stuff. So
Sorry, those are two
Wow.
different
Totally,
things.
totally do not buy any of the books that have signatures in them. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
Don't
do any of them unless you're a loser.
Oh, that's
loser.
only for cool
reverse
people,
psychology
yeah.
on them.
It's only
Are you
cool
a
You
people
don't
like
want
yeah,
that.
you're not cool.
That would be a big, huge, stinky loser. Yes, you won't be the talk of the town.
And remember that not only are you getting really cool merchandise that is signed, exclusive, one of a kind, but you're also helping production so that it will help the artists that are making something that you want to see that is going to be beautiful. So, yeah.
Yeah, and we won't cancel it for a tax write-off, so...
Yeah, also give money so that a way Tomb's voice will like them again.
Yeah, Tomb will recover and get better.
Tomb will explode if you don't donate.
Tomb-
Don't do that.
Yeah, there's a
Tomb can work on her thing for Lackadaisy.
Yeah, Tomb's got a thing coming out. Can't wait to tell you guys about that, but soon.
Me
soon.
too.
It's a thing. It's like Cactus Friend.
It's a whole thing. It's a very elaborate thing, yeah.
Oh, God.
And I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud of them. I'm so proud. Attacks them, steals their lunch money.
All right, guys.
That's what I needed.
Thanks again for joining us. This was fun. We'll see you again soon. Have a
All
good
right.
weekend. Bye.
Yeah,
Good night. Bye.
Bye bye.
I steal your lunch money.
I'm kind of clicking the button
No.
now.